Good evening, everybody. Come fast. Our class time is start now. Everybody join fast. Hello, everybody. Again, vacation is extended. So we are getting long time for our study. So let's start our lesson today. Animal Kingdom. Am I audible to you all? Everybody come fast. Am I audible to you all? Okay. So let's start our lesson today. The basis of classification. What are the basis of classification? In animal kingdom? Number one, the level of organization. Very important concept. Level of organization. So what are the level? That is cellular level. Cellular level, that is sponges. To tissue level, that is the coelenterods. Number three, organ level. So that is Platyhelminthes. And other higher phyla. Next, basis of classification. That is body symmetry. body symmetry, we can divide it on the basis of body symmetry. The first one, asymmetry. That is asymmetrical body symmetry found in sponges. Symmetrical body symmetry are of mainly bilateral and radial. Bilateral body symmetry is found in annelids and arthropoda. And the radial body symmetry, that is Ctenophora, Coelenterate, Echinoderms, etc. Next, basis of classification, that is on the basis of nature of coelom. Or the body cavity. So we can divide them. First one, coelomate. Coelomate, the body cavity. So you can remember the body cavity is lined with mesoderm. They are coelomate. And pseudocoelomate, and the next one, acoelomate. So coelomate, the example of coelomates are annelid, mollusca, arthropod, echinoderm, the hemichordates, the chordates are there. Pseudocoelomate, here mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between ectoderm and endoderm. So which group belong to pseudocoelomate? Can you tell me? Yes, you are right. Askelminthes. That's the roundworms. And acoelomate, there no body cavity, that is the Platyhelminthes. Very important. Next, basis of classification. Number 4, that is embryonic germinal layers. Embryonic germinal layer, on the basis of, mainly we are dividing them diploblastic and triploblastic. So diploblastic, the ecto and endo, and triploblastic, that is ecto, endo and meso. Another category or another basis of classification, that is segmentation segmentation and one of the important term in this group, that is metameric segmentation. Metameric segmentation. What is metameric segmentation? The body is externally and internally divided into segments with serial repetition of at least some organs. And this is very much common in annelid earthworm. And another basis of classification, that is notochord. So it is mesodermal origin, rod-like structure. So notochord, that is mesodermal origin, with notochord and without notochord, with and without. So with notochord, they are called chordates. You all know this one. And without notochord, they are non-chordate. So is it clear to you all? The 6 bases of classification: level of organization, body symmetry, nature of coelom, embryonic, germinal layers, segmentation, and notochord. Okay, so we move the classification of animals, starting with Porifera. So first group, Porifera. These members are commonly known as, what's the common name of Porifera? The sponges. They are diploblastic. Asymmetrical. Generally, mostly marine. Exception, the spongilla. You can remember this one, the spongilla locustris. That's the fresh water. Canal system, another important category, character of this group. Canal system is helpful for food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Next important characteristics in this group, choanocytes. You can remember choanocytes. It is also called collar cells. Collar cells line the spongocoel and the canals. Digestion is intercellular. Sorry, it's intracellular. And the body is supported by a skeleton. And this body skeleton is made up of spongin fiber. It is also called spicules. The most important examples are, that is cycon, the scypha, freshwater sponge spongilla, and euspongia. It is also called bath sponge. So next group, that is Nidaria. We also call them Coelenterata. Yes, Ankita, you are right. Coelenterates. The characteristics of this group are mostly aquatic, marine, radially symmetrical. They may be sessile or free swimming. The name Nidaria derived from, can you tell me why the group is called Nidaria? Presence of nidoblast. Presence of nidoblast and which is used for what is the use of nidoblast? One for anchorage, defense, and for capture of prey. Yes, they have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, and the single opening that is called the mouth, or it is also called hypostome. Next, some of the Nidarians have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate skeleton, that is the corals. Calcium carbonate skeleton. The another important characteristics to basic body forms. These are polyp, that is sessile, and medusa, that is free swimming. So one is associated with asexual, another associated with sexual. So the alternation of generation, we can say, the special category that is called metagenesis. Polyp produce medusa asexually and medusae from the polyp sexually. Is it clear? Polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyps sexually. One of the important example is Ovelia. The concept is clear. Polyp produces medusa asexually and medusa form polyp sexually. The example, Portuguese man of war, which is called Physalia. It is called Portuguese man of war. Look like Portuguese man of war. Sea anemone, that is Adamsia. Sea pen, that is Penatula. Sea fan, that is Gorgonia, and the brain coral, that is Mandriana. So very important, the common name and the scientific name of this group: Physalia, Adamsia, Penatula, Gorgonia, and Mandrina. So Physalia is called the Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, sea anemone, Penatula, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, and Menandrina, brain coral. Moving to the next group. So the next group is Ctenophora. Ctenophora. What is the common name of Ctenophora? Sea walnuts or comb jellies. So these are the common name of this group Ctenophora. They are exclusively marine. Radially symmetrical, diploblastic, organism with tissue level of organization. Tissue level of organization. Next, the body bear 8 external rows of comb plates. Very important information. Comb plate 8 in number. And what's the function? They help in locomotion. The special category in this group, that is bioluminescence. You can remember what is bioluminescence? So the property of living organism, what is bioluminescence? The property of living organism that emit light. The best example in this group, Pleurobankia, and Tinoplana. The next group, that is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes, they are dorsoventrally flattened body. So this is why they are also called flatworm. Dorsoventrally flattened body. They are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic. They are triploblastic. And Platyhelminthes, the special character that they are acoelomate. And they have organ level of organization. This group, a specialized cell that is called flame cell. Flame cell is also called, what's the name? Solenocytes or protonephridia or pronephridia. These are helps in osmoregulation and excretion. Their sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development having many larval stages. In this group, the planaria, you can remember It's a special property. What's the property of planaria? Yes, regeneration. High regeneration capacity. The best example in this group, the tapeworm, that is Taenia solium. The liver fluke, that is Fasciola hepatica. We are discussing the prime points that we can recapitulate all the parts in a single class. So next group, that is Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes, it is also called as bladderworm, roundworm, and bagworm or thread-like worm. So the body is circular in cross section. So why they are called roundworm? Because in cross section their body is circular. In cross section they may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworm shows organ level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic, but the special character, that is pseudocoelomate. Very important, frequently asked question, pseudocoelomate group. The body is narrow and pointed at both ends, and there is no body segments. An excretory tube remove body waste from the body cavity through their excretory pore. Their sexes are separate, so they are dioecious in nature, because their males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. In this group, their fertilization is internal and development may be direct or indirect. So the best example from this group, that is Ascaris lumbricoides, Eucheridia bancrofti, the filarial worm, hookworm, Ankylostoma duodenal, so roundworm, filarial worm and hookworm. These are under Ascalmenthes. Moving to the next part, that is Annelida. So Annelida, they may be a marine and freshwater or terrestrial, free living, and sometimes they are showing parasitic nature. The body surface are distinctly marked into segments, and these segments are called metameres. That we previously discussed the metameric segmentation. So the phylum is named Annelida. This metamere or the segment present, so they are called annelid, because the in Latin word annulus, annulus, annulus means little ring. So they are called annelid. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles. Very important, two types of muscles for their locomotion. Longitudinal as well as circular muscle is also there. Aquatic annelid like Nereis, they possess lateral appendages, that is called parapodia. It's very important. Parapodia present in, very good Ashish, parapodia which help in swimming. Their excretory organ in this group, that is nephridia. Nephridia that helps in osmoregulation, and excretion. Neural system in this group, in Annelida, that is paired ganglia. Paired ganglia in neural system. Ganglia in singular it is called ganglion, connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. So the neural system consists of paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. They are mostly monoecious except the Nereis. See, the Nereis, it is dioecious. And The earthworm and leeches earthworm, leech, that is Hirudinaria, they are monoecious. So moving to the next part, that is arthropods, the largest group, largest phylum, the arthropoda, because the insects are belong to this group. Body is covered with chitin, that is chitinous exoskeleton, chitinous exoskeleton. What is chitin? Can anybody tell me what is chitin? N-acetyl glucosamine. The body consists of head, thorax and abdomen. They have jointed appendages. Yet the respiratory organ are mostly the gills, the book gills, book lungs, and tracheal system. These are their respiratory system. Excretion takes place in this group, that is Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules or green glands. They are mostly dioecious, internal fertilization are there, and they are oviparous. The best example in this group, the honeybee, that is Apis dorsata, Apis mellifica, Apis indica. Anopheles mosquito, Anopheles stephensi, Culex ppm, Aedes aegypti. The silk moth, that is Bombyx mori. So these are the arthropods, largest phylum of Animalia, including Insecta. Yes, king crab is also there. So moving to the next group, that is Mollusca. Mollusca, this is the second largest. That's the question. Remember this one. This is the second largest group in animal group, animal phylum, terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate. Their body is covered with calcareous shell. They are unsegmented with distinct head, muscular foot and a visceral hump. Can you remember? Head, muscular foot and visceral hump. They possess mantle, feather-like gills in mantle cavity for both respiration and excretion. They have sensory, tactile and a special organ you can remember, that is radula. That's the rasping organ. That's the rasping organ of mollusca. They are usually dioecious oviparous with direct development. In this group, the octopus, you can remember, the octopus, they are the mollusca without shell. In this group, the Pila globosa, sepia, aplysia, this aplysia is commonly called sea hare. So mollusca, the second largest group, terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic coelomate animal with calcareous shell, unsegmented body and distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump are there. Radula is their rasping organ. Octopus is without shell. Pila, sepia and aplysia, the sea hare, are the prime example of mollusca. So moving to the next one, the Echinodermata. So echinoderms possesses an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles. Hence the name is echinoderm. That is, echinoderm are spiny bodied. Endoskeleton of calcareous ossicle. Remember this one. Endoskeleton is calcareous ossicles. The adult echinoderm are, you can remember this one, the adults are radially symmetrical, but the larvae they are bilaterally symmetrical. Digestive system is complete in Echinoderm with mouth on the lower surface. So, mouth is in their lower surface, means ventral part, and anus are in dorsal side. Remember this one. The more distinctive feature of Echinoderm, what is more distinctive feature? Water vascular system. Water vascular system is there with the help of, and this vascular system helps in this group by locomotion, capture, transport of food, and respiration. Here, excretory system is absent. Sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, and they have indirect free swimming larva is present in this group. The best example is starfish, that is Asterias. The sea urchin, that is the Echinus. Sea lily, that is Antedon. Remember this one. Matching are common question in this group. Sea urchin, sea lily, starfish. These are given in column A, and the scientific name are given in column B. This type of questions are frequently asked. So moving to the next part. Hemichordata. Hemichordata, they are earlier considered a subphylum under chordate, but now they are placed as a separate phylum under non-chordate. Hemichordate is not treated as chordate nowadays. They are consist of worm-like marine animals. It is a connective link. So hemichordate, it's a connective link between Echinoderm and chordate. So it's a connective link. So it's a connective link between Echinoderms and chordate. The body is cylindrical and is composed of the proboscis, collar and trunk. Proboscis, collar and trunk. Very good. Respiration takes place through gills. Their excretory organ is proboscis gland. Their sexes are separate. Fertilization is external, development is direct. And the best example is Balanoglossus gigas. Balanoglossus gigas, Saccoglossus, these are the prime example of this group of hemichordate. So remember this one, the prime thing of hemichordate. So they are considered as subphylum under chordate in the early days, but now they are separate as phylum under. So previously they are as a subphylum of chordata, that is previous, and now they are phylum under non-chordate. So remember this one, the classification of modern day and previous. Previously they are the subphylum of chordate, now they are phylum of non-chordate. So everybody keep chatting, give the proper answer. You all are giving very good informations. Ashish, you are awesome, giving good examples and good. Ankita, Pooja, you all are doing very well. Keep it up. Now the chordates characterized by the presence of notochord. So the prime character of chordata, you read this in your junior classes, presence of notochord, nerve cord, that is hollow, and a paired pharyngeal gill silts. These are the prime characters of a chordate. Notochord, nerve cord, pharyngeal gill silts. And the next two characters after the three, that is post-anal tail and closed circulatory system. Closed circulatory system. First three and next two, these are the 5 important characteristics of chordate. Chordates are divided into, what are the division of chordates? Can you remember? Urochordata, that is also called tunicata. So can you give example of urochordate? Exclusively marine. Their notochord only present in urochordate, only present in larval tail. Note down this one, it's very important. Only present larval tail. The best example is in urochordate, Ascidia, Salpa, Doliolum, Herdmania. Remember this one, these are urochordates. The next group, the Cephalochordata. Cephalochordates, they are also called lanceolate. These are called tunicata and these are called lanceolate. Exclusively marine, and their notochord extends from head to tail region and persistent throughout their life. The Amphioxus, the lanceolate, Branchiostoma lanceolatum is the example of cephalochordate. And the third one, that is Vertebrata, or it is also called craniata. Vertebrates are both aquatic and terrestrial. They possess a notochord during their embryonic period. And now you can remember the notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in adult. So that is very important. Again I am repeating. In Vertebrata, notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. So we can say, from this point we can say that all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. The chameleon, the macropus, all are the groups of vertebrates. So the vertebrata, if we divided the vertebrate We are moving to next page. Look the Vertebrata. The two division, jawless, agnatha. So you can remember agnatha. And Gnathostomata. So Agnatha and Gnathostomata. So this is jawless and this is jawed animal. Here only one class, that is Cyclostomata. And Gnathostomata having the superclass, two superclass, that is Pisces and the Tetrapoda. Pisces are having two class. What are the two class? The cartilaginous, that is Chondrichthyes, and the bony fish, the Osteichthyes. And under Tetrapoda, the four class are there, that is Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. So these are all belong to Tetrapoda and pieces of Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. That is cartilaginous, this one bony. So the Cyclostomata, this class, they have 6 to 15 pair of gills, are present for respiration, body is elongated, and the scales is devoid here. Their paired fins are also devoid. They have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. That's the character. Sucking and circular mouth. They have cartilaginous cranium and vertebral column. They are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. That's the criteria of Cyclostomata. After spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. That's the criteria of Cyclostomata. The best example in this group we have to remember, one is lamprey, another is hawkfish. Lamprey, that is Petromyzon marinus, and hawkfish, that is Maxine glutinosa. Remember this under Cyclostomata. And this fact are to be help to give answer lot of type of questions, either true or false this type. They marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. Next, the chondrichthyes. Moving to the next page. Chondrichthyes. These marine animals are streamlined body and having cartilaginous. That's the prime character. Cartilaginous. Cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. The gills are separate but does not have gill cover. That means operculum is absent. Operculum is absent. That is present in osteichthyes. They are contain minute placoid scale, very important. Placoid scale. In male, the claspers are present. That is used in mating. The best example of chondrichthyes, that is Scoliodon, the dogfish, the trigon, the stingray. These are the example of chondrichthyes. Under osteichthyes, they are both marine and freshwater, and they are bony endoskeleton. They have 4 pair of gills and operculum present. Skin. The scales is made up of cycloid, ctenoid, this group does not have air bladder, but they have air bladder that provide buoyancy. In this group, the heart is 2 chambered, 1 auricle and 1 ventricle. They are cold-blooded animal, but their sexes are separate. In osteichthyes, they are mostly oviparous. The marine osteichthyes, that is exocetus. What is exocetus? What is the common name of exocetus? Yes, flying fish. Very good. Hippocampus, the seahorse, that is marine fish. So seahorse is under osteichthyes. Very important to remember. Everybody remember this one. Otherwise, most of the times you are missing this information. Hippocampus. Hippocampus is the seahorse. Very important information. Freshwater, that is Labiorohita, Katla, Cladius batrachus, Now the superclass Amphibia. Under superclass Tetrapoda, the first group, that is Amphibia. Amphi means both. So the Amphibia can live aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have two pairs of limbs. Body divisible into head and trunk in Amphibia. Tail may be present in some. The skin of Amphibia. The skin is moist, but they does not have scales. The eyes have eyelids, and the special structure of ear that is called tympanum. That represent the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary system, reproductive tract are open into the common chamber. What does it mean? The alimentary canal, urinary, bladder and reproductive tract open into a common chamber, and the name of the common chamber is cloaca. That's the cloacal aperture. Cloaca which opens into the exterior. Yes, Ankita, you are right. Most of them have two pairs of limbs. Their respiration by gills, lungs and skin, both are there. As their skins are moist, so they respire through the gills, they respire through lungs, and they respire through skin. They are aquatic amphibian, mostly the aquatic amphibian. You know the ammonotelic. What is ammonotelic? Ammonotelic animals, what does it mean? Give answer, anyone? They are yes, Ankita. Ammonia is the excretory product and it is a toxic because they are living in the aquatic body. Aquatic amphibians are ammonotelic, and frogs and toads, frog and toad, they are ureotelic. But aquatic amphibians are ammonotelic. They are oviparous, indirect development. Egg and the larval phase is there. The bufo, melanostrictus, Rana tigrina, Hyla arborea, the tree frog, the salamander, the limbless amphibia. What's the scientific name? Limbless amphibia. That is Ichthyophis glutinosa. That's limbless amphibia. Yes, Ichthyophis glutinosa. Next class, reptilia. Reptilia, the class name refers to the creeper, the creeping or crawling, their mode of nutrition. The Latin word reptum or rapere means to creep or crawl. So they are crawling, the mode of locomotion. They are mostly terrestrial and their body cover is dry and they are cornified skin. Epidermal scales and they have scutes in their body. Their heart is 3-chambered but almost 4-chambered in crocodile. Reptiles are poikilothermous. Among these, the viper is there. Except viper, all are oviparous. Fertilization is internal. The turtle, the tortoise, the tree lizard, the garden lizard, the crocodile, the alligator, the home lizard, all are the example of this reptilia group. Next group, that is aves. The characteristic feature, the birds are present. They have feathers. Most of them having feather. There are some flightless birds. Flightless bird, that is ostrich. They possess a beak and 4 limbs are modified into wings for their volant adaptation. Their body is boat-shaped and reduce the resistance. And the sound-producing organ. Sound-producing organ in birds, that is known as syrinx. The hind limbs generally have scales modified for walking, swimming, grasping in the tree branches. They have an oil gland at the base of their tail, preen gland. Endoskeleton is fully ossified and the long bones are hollow bones. So hollow bones are with air cavities. That's the adaptive feature. And this type of bones are called pneumatic bone. That's the one of the criteria of the aves. Yes, the pneumatic bones are there. The digestive tract of the bird has additional chamber. What's the additional chamber? The crop and gizzard. The additional chamber in aves, the crop and gizzard. The 4-chambered heart, true 4-chambered heart is there. Warm-blooded, that is homeothermic animal. And they are able to maintain their constant body temperature, not by the outside temperature like the cold-blooded animals. So cold-blooded animals are poikilothermic or ectothermic. They are warm-blooded, that is homeothermic animal. They are able to maintain a constant body temperature. They are oviparous and direct development. Here the special categories, note down the special character. The special character of aves only left, not to be confused. The question had to be asked, the right one is there, this type of things are given. In left, one ovary is present and absence of urinary bladder for their helps in flight adaptation in birds. The corvus, columbalivia, Struthiocamelus, Pavocristatus. These are the example of the birds or the aves. Now the last group, that is Mammalia. This is the most unique mammalian characteristic. So presence of milk producing organ, that is the mammary gland. By which the young one are nourished. Mammary gland, it's a modified sweat gland. Remember this one. The skin of the mammal possesses hair. So hair clad is there. They have external pinna. In mammal, different types of teeth, that is, they are heterodont with incisor 2 by 2, canine 1 by 1, premolar 2 by 2 and molar 3 by 3. So different types of teeth, diphyodont and thecodont. Fourth chambered heart, that's the unique one. The evolution almost completed here. 1, 2, 3 and 4th chambered heart is there. Here the mature mammalian RBC, that is non-nucleated. They are homeothermous, that is endothermous. Respiration by lungs, sexes are separate and internal. They are viviparous with few exceptions, that is the Platypus. The Platypus, the Ornithorhynchus anatinus, that is oviparous. There are viviparous example, that is Macropus major, the kangaroo. Flying fox, these are viviparous. So we are almost completed the different important topics of animal kingdom. I think you all understood that different points of animal kingdom and get a good revision of this chapter. Then you read the NCERT, that will help you. So tomorrow we will do the next chapter. That means some parts are covered from morphology and the questions are practiced. Mostly the questions are practiced tomorrow from the previous 4 chapters. So everybody get ready tomorrow to prepare yourself for practice of different MCQs for upcoming 2022 NEET. Everybody must prepare yourself up to animal kingdom for a good practice tomorrow. Till then, keep studying. Bye everybody. Good night.